Hey, and welcome back. So today we're going to review Smbx. This is a crowdfunding website and registered under CF, which means that people can invest in from accredited investor and non-accredited investor. The website's been around since January 1st, 2016, registered in San Francisco, and it also has had a few rounds of funding. So let's dig deep and let's go into what this website is all about. All right, so let's dive into this review. So this is from their website. Smbx is a marketplace connecting everyday investors like you with small businesses to invest in. So obviously, they're definitely focusing on the small business side, a different mixture of businesses, earning up to 9% interest by investing in local small businesses, um, advocate for small business and impact your community. So on their website, they have verbiage. They're really saying this is a personal investment. You're personally getting involved in this business, and you're helping these businesses grow. So how it works. So here we can see that you're buying a bond. A bond is like a loan. Uh, this bond is a registered security. So when you buy it, that's going to be registered with the security. As part of that bond, you're going to have terms. So the terms here, this little screenshot on the right, we see a bond term of 48% and a yearly yield of 8%. When the terms expire, then you should get your principal back from this investment. So it's just the way you're doing it. Now, you may be saying, what is a bond? So bond, according to Investopedia, a bond is a fixed income instrument that represents a loan made by an investor to a borrower. A bond could be thought as an IOU between a lender and a borrower that includes the details of a loan and its payment. Bonds are used by companies, multiplicities, states, sovereign governments to finance projects and operation. Owners of bonds are debit holders or creditors of the issuer, and bonds include an end date where the principal of the loan is due. All right, so that's all nice and fancy words, but what separates the difference between a bond, that Smbx is offering versus a loan is a bond is offered to many investors. It's not a single investor. So a bond is as I said, very similar to a loan in many of its structures, but offered to a high number of investors. And a loan is given by a financial entity, a bond by corporate, government, and financial institute. So here the bond is definitely structured, where a loan is going to go through a process. It's going to have assets, some kind of underwriting. It's going to have a very similar structure. A bond will have a very similar structure, almost identical. It's going to have its terms, its payback period, and as I said, it's just separating the legalities here between the loan and the loan laws and how the bonds work. And obviously, this bond is subscribed by a high number of investors. Is obviously a great fit with crowdfunding because it allows many people to invest in, and allows people to get the benefits of that debt instrument from a small business. Normally here we're talking about longer term, hence the need for it to be a security. In this case, we're talking, I believe on average there, it was about 8 years, but that's just the observation. So let's have a look at the website. A very interesting website, very simple, black and white style design. So, I quite like the simplicity, not overwhelming. As you can see on the right side, we have the kind of products they're offering. So we have a wings company, we have some our life foods, Childwise, 24-hour trucking services. So these are fairly your standard street style of shops. They have a little bit of some unique position to it. You can read about the business itself. We've got our stories, the founder's story, and the use of funds, which is very, very important. Knowing how they're going to use these funds, what value they're going to add to the whole process. So that's very interesting. And the other thing is they can see the interaction. So we can see the number of investors, when they invested, how much they invested in. So you can kind of get that interaction. And from my understanding, this is non-time dependent investment. So where quite often loan sites you have to invest up to the minimum amount. So let's say the company needed 10,000, everyone would have to invest, get the 10,000, and then that would be executed. My understanding with this website is that these get invested straight away. So the day you invest is the starting period of that bond. So it's a very interesting approach. So I like the website is clean. I like the information they're providing. I like the transparency of the investment. Something that I wish there was more of in this website was a little bit more interaction, ability to ask comments, a little bit more back and forth to be able to see what is the current updates as well and the situation. So I thought there could be some more on the updates. I thought there could be more interaction just because the personal nature of this investment, because obviously it is a reasonable yield that you're getting from this website, but I would like to know a little bit more and be able to see questions and answers of other people and what's happening there. So I felt there was lacking a little bit of information on that investment. But otherwise, I like the transparency, and I think that's pretty interesting. So in review of Smbx, something that also I was a little bit concerned about, I couldn't find any consumer reviews. So maybe that's just because of the way it's being positioned, but I tried to find some on BBB and Google. Nothing came up. But on the flip side, they have raised 3.7 million according to Crunchbase. So they have a very strong financial starting point. So they obviously have the liquidity, and they're there, enough funding to kind of get the site up and running and have the security that's needed. And that's it. So that's it for this review. Go check out Smbx, a very interesting project, definitely an interesting idea, and a different approach from some of the more traditional crowdfunding websites.